Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you guys how I took these pink busted up Uggs and turned them into these cute splatter paint Uggs. So if you want to see how I achieved this, keep on watching. Okay, so you will need some fabric painting medium, some black acrylic paint, neon acrylic paints. I got them in blue, green, yellow, orange, and pink. You will also need a paint palette to mix your paints, paint brushes, some newspaper or anything to put down on the floor so you don't make a big mess, a spray bottle full of water, and of course your Uggs. All of these products are very inexpensive. The paints cost me about 69 cents each. Not the fabric painting medium, that was about $2, but yeah, I already had brushes at home and newspaper, and I just picked up the palette for $2. It was a pack of 6. But right now I'm just stuffing my Uggs with the forms so that they can, keep shape, because we're going to be wetting them to, before we paint them. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take our spray bottle full of water and just spray the entire boot. We're going to make sure the whole thing is covered in water, and it does not need to be soaking wet, but it does need to be, covered in water. And don't spray your boots on top of the newspaper like I did, like an idiot, because then your newspaper will get all wet, and yeah. Okay, so now we're going to mix together our fabric painting medium and our acrylic paint. And the point of the fabric painting medium is so that when you put the acrylic paint on, fabric, it doesn't crack or, anything like that. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio, so no, I don't know. So it's 1 part fabric medium to 2 parts paint, and then you're gonna mix that together. I didn't measure it out, I just pretty much eyeballed it. You're gonna mix that all together, and then you're gonna start painting your boot. So I'm gonna paint the entire boot, and you wanna make sure you try to get into the cracks as much as possible. You're gonna see me re-spraying the boot because it dries pretty fast. And yeah, I'm gonna speed through that and be right back. And the texture of the boot is obviously going to change because you're painting it, and you're not dyeing the material, but the point of the fabric medium is to keep the paint from drying too stiffly and cracking and peeling and flaking when you start to wear them after the paint dries. Okay, so the first coat is dry. I don't even think it took an hour for it to dry. It dried pretty quickly, but I'm gonna go in and spray the entire boot again, and I'm gonna just use the brush to, wipe that water in, and then I'm gonna go in with the second coat and let that dry. Okay, so an hour later, the second coat is dry, and so now it is time for the fun part, the splatter paint. So I'm going to take my palette and all of my neon colors and just pour those into the tray. Again, I'm using neon blue, neon green, neon yellow, neon orange, and neon pink. So I'm going to pour those in the tray and then go ahead with my fabric painting medium, the same 2-to-1 ratio, and mix them all together, and then we're going to take a small paintbrush and get ready to splatter the paint all over our boots. Okay, so again with the water, you want to spray the entire boot, and you don't need to use as much water as before, but yeah, spray the entire boot and rub it in. And then we're going to take this paintbrush, and I'm going to use my thumb to do a flicking motion and splatter the paint all over the boot. So I'm going to do every single color that I told you guys that I'm using, and I'm going to speed through that, and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to paint this bottom half of the boot, this bottom trim, the neon pink color, and then we'll be back. And this is the finished product. I am in love with them. I love the neon splatter paint effect that's going on. They're nice and bright, but also not too bright, and they're just amazing. But anyways, I hope you all loved this video. I hope this was easy enough for you to follow along with. I hope you will recreate these, send me pictures on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.